We'll start with question number one. What's the number one issue that you think is facing county residents right now?
I think for the question, the reality is property tax is crushing people. I got my tax bill. I owe $5,000 for property tax. I got a phone call just yesterday of a guy. He makes $44,000 a year with a $4,000 property tax bill. He called and said, what am I supposed to do? The circuit breaker, which gives you a discount for income, is $39,000. So he makes more than he can get for help. Where's he gonna come up with that money? It is a screwed up situation that you might have to sell your house in Nez Perce County to pay your property tax bill because you have no money to pay it. I think that's wrong. The reality of property tax is solely local. It's based upon spending. The government spends more money, they need more money. It's very plain and simple. Stop spending so much money. Nez Perce County has a $57 million budget. Our neighbor, Latah County, $38 million for the same population size. Property tax is the number one biggest issue, and it has to be driven by budget cuts and increasing taxable property to save the people that can't afford it.
Great. Question number two. What, if anything, is the first thing that you'd try to change if elected?
Great question. Transparency is an issue in Nez Perce County. Did you know that Nez Perce County does not publish the line item budget? So you as a taxpayer that want to know, for example, how much the sheriff's office is using for gas this year, or the road department for tires, you can't find out. That information is not public. In fact, I went down and I got the paperwork. I sat down with the auditor. She gave me the entire budget, and I put it online. It's the first time it's been online for a long time. And I've had people, including judges, call me and say, hey, why are we spending this much money in this place? There's people within the government that doesn't understand where the money's being spent. The only people that know this are the commissioners and the auditor. I think that's wrong. From day one, transparency has to be a priority. People should know where the money's being spent. They should know whether meetings are being held in the evening to be able to have engagements and talk about stuff. They should be engaged and involved. So from day one, I want transparency to be the priority. When you make it transparent, people can be engaged. They can start cutting budgets efficiently and save us money in the end.
Great. You and Keith have both spoken out about property taxes, and we were just talking about it just now, especially on social media, but briefly explain where you stand on present and future of property taxes.
Like I said earlier, property taxes are absolutely out of control. When you look at how we're spending the money, I think we need to go back to what's statutorily required. The best advice I've heard was from a different county commissioner that said, go back to what's required by statute and let everything else go. Do what you need to get done and make the voice of the people louder than the voice of the staff and bureaucrats. And I think that's exactly what needs to happen. When you look at the $57 million budget, there's a lot of fat. I work in Nez Perce County. I can tell you there's fat in this budget. I see the fat in that budget. When people ask why I got involved, it's because of this fat. I'm so frustrated with having people spend money that I don't think is how it should be spent. And when you have people being taxed out of their homes and you're seeing this reckless spending, it drives me nuts. And I think at the end of the day, property tax is a two-tier system: spending and economic growth. The more people that we build, the more businesses that come in. We're running people out. We're losing population in Lewiston, if people don't know. We're losing population. So as people move out, we spend more. When you build more growth and add more people, we spread that burden across all of us. So instead of us keep going up, maybe it'll level off a little bit. And that's the issue. Regulation is crushing our businesses. Overspending in the government is causing our budget to go sky high. And at the end of the day, the people are paying for it.
What in your background makes you qualified to run Nez Perce County?
Great question. Nez Perce County has a lot of different aspects to it. You have planning and zoning, you have the budget stuff. The commissioners actually also control a large portion of first responders. So you have the jail inspections, you have the budgets for the sheriff and then prosecutor's office. You have emergency management, the fire department, justice services, which covers probation and juvenile detention center. Those are all first responder worlds. I'm a police officer. I've lived those worlds. I've lived that life. What makes me uniquely qualified is not only to have the first responder aspect, that I can set policy for the fire department. If you didn't know, as of today, Nez Perce County Fire does not have policies and procedures, period. They also are not certified to fight structure fires. That's it. And I think as a first responder, I can help those conversations because I've lived that life. You also have to realize that the commissioners do deal with property taxes. and spending and budgets. My nonprofit life, I've been in the Chamber of Commerce, Lewis and Rotary, Back to Blue LCV. I've dealt with budgets on financial committees already in the nonprofit world. So I bring a very unique blend of first responder life and the professional life through nonprofit and budgeting.
So the last question is simple. Why are you the better candidate?
I'm frustrated. And I know there's other people that are frustrated with me. The direction we're going in Nez Perce County, in my opinion, is not the right direction. I have no problem talking about it. I have no problem being open about it. When it comes to the two options, I'm the fighter in this conversation. I'm the one willing to say we need a tax break. We need to fight for the property tax owners because no one else is fighting for them. No one's fighting for those businesses. There was a business recently that wanted to build a $6.1 million housing in Nez Perce County. And I asked, what was the issue? Why didn't you come here? And he said, well, there's regulation problems. So he went to Clarkston. When he went to Clarkston, Moscow, Nampa, and Coeur d'Alene all called him and said, please, please, please come to our community. We want your project. We have issues with DEQ. We have issues with septic lines and sewer lines. Who's fighting for these businesses? We hear all the time, we want more businesses. I don't see anyone on the front page of the paper arguing, we need X, Y, and Z. And at the end of the day, I want to be that person. I want to be the person fighting for that property tax owner and then fighting for that business. Because we have an out of control government spending problem with no end in sight.